Hey, I'm Larkin Grisani, and this is Cooking with Larkin. In this video, I'm going to show you how we prep potatoes to make your own hand-cut French fries. We're having burgers on the grill tonight, and there's no better side dish than a crispy French fry. Stay tuned. All right, so we've got our russet potatoes. There's a lot of selections for potatoes out there when you go to the produce section of the store, but I like to use russets, and it's what you'll see used most often. Reason being is they have a high amount of starch and a low amount of moisture. So what that allows us to do is get a really crispy French fry when we do them hand cut and on our own. If you use other potatoes, red potatoes, Yukon Golds, they can be too waxy and you just won't get that good crisp. So you can see here we've got a big stack of them, of russets or Idahos. We've got our peeler, but I don't really want to spend 15 minutes peeling all of these potatoes. I think leaving the skin on adds a little bit more of a rustic look to them, and I don't want to clean up all the mess that comes along with peeling 8 to 10 potatoes. So we're not going to do it. So we're going to set that to the side. But let me show you what we are going to do and how we're going to make our cuts. So we take one of our potatoes here, all right, and what we want to do is, good sharp knife, I like to kind of turn it up on its side like this and make one little thin cut to kind of get that edge out of the way. We can discard that. Now what we're going to do is turn it back up and go in and make some nice cuts all the way down. Okay, probably like a little ½ inch. And you see that we're going to get about 4 good cuts there. Okay, so now what we want to do is, and the key to these good French fries is, try to make sure that all your cuts are uniform, they're consistent, okay? Doesn't have to be perfect every time, but try to have some consistency. That way they cook together. You don't have some that are super thin, some that are thick. They're not cooking evenly, so try and do that. So we've got a little stack here, and I like to work one at a time, and we're just going to begin to make our cuts. Okay, if you got a little small one there on the edge, you can put that to the side, and we're going to end up with our little strips. We've got that little skin on there. That's not going to hurt anything. All right, so we can go through, maybe take off that first little edge. Same thing, about a ½ inch cut. Okay, we'll finish this potato up. You can almost do them stacked on top 2 at a time. First little edge out of the way. And there we go. We've taken one potato, we've made some beautiful cuts, we've left the skin on. Okay, we've got some good consistency there in our sizes. All right, and these are going to be wonderful. I'm going to take a few minutes, cut up the rest of these potatoes. When I'm done, we'll be back. We'll show you what the next step is. Stay tuned. All right, so we've got all of our potatoes cut up. As you can see, we really got some consistent sizes there. Those are looking great. They should cook evenly. They're going to be perfect. But now we got to get to the next step, which is we've got to soak these potatoes. We need to do it in some cold water. The reason that we want to soak them is we want to remove as much of that starch as we can. If we don't, these fries are going to stick together. They're not going to get crispy. So I'm going to take these cuts, I'm going to put them in this big bowl with some cold water, and we want to let those sit for an hour. After they have sat for an hour, we will pull them out and get to the next step. Stick with us. All right, so you can see our potatoes have been sitting for just over an hour. You can see the color of that water. It's starting to get a little murky. That could be a little bit from the skin on the potatoes, a little dirt or anything else that was on there, but also from that starch. So what we've got to do now is we have got to remove these French fries. I've got a little colander right down here in the sink, and we're going to put these fries in that colander. All right, and we're going to begin to rinse them with some fresh cold water. It gets that last bit of starch off there. You know, they've been sitting in that, so we want to get all that off there. So we're going to get them in our colander here. Might have to do it here in 2 batches. Okay, and then once we get that going, just run some nice cold water over them. Really give them a good rinse. Okay, while we're doing that, I'm going to show you the next step. I've got a sheet pan here, and I've just lined it with a little bit of paper towel. So once we get done giving these fries a good rinse, all right, we want to lay them on our sheet pan with the paper towels to let them dry up. Really get all of that moisture off of them, get them ready to cook. So we're going to keep on rinsing these fries, and then I'll get them laid out here on the paper towel. When that's done, I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so you can see that we have finished rinsing all of our potatoes, got them out of that starchy water, rinsed them in good, cold, clean water. We've laid them out on our sheet pan. We've got a little paper towel lining on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and take a little more paper towel and just kind of place it over the top. All right, and these fries are ready for the fridge. We're going to put them in there, let them dry out, and they'll be ready for the fryer. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Remember to subscribe and hit that little bell notification. You know, every time we release a video. Until next time, keep cooking.